Hello viewers, this is Just Fake Network TV, a place where you can get the latest information about Nigeria news. For those who subscribe, I want to say a very big thank you to you. We'll say God bless you. If you're yet to do so, please kindly press the subscription button below. And now the news in details. Al-Jazeerah exposed where Nigerian revenue and oil wealth actually go. There is a documentary going viral in the last 24 hours that was put together by Al-Jazeerah, where the questions of where does money gotten from Nigerian oil wealth go. The abaliku were given by experts at the hinge. In the video, they said it is no longer news that Nigeria is top oil producer in Africa and that oil is the biggest revenue source for its government. But you will wonder why, as the economic be struggling, poverty level are on the rise on the daily, and you begin to wonder, where does the oil wealth go? Who is spending all that money generated from the oil? They added that the country must have been called the giant of Africa for a reason. We all believe yes, because it houses Africa's biggest population and largest economy as a result of a booming services industry and agriculture, palm oil and cocoa exports. The African's biggest film industry, Nollywood, is also from Nigeria. The music and fashion industry are also booming. It also houses several highlights, including the richest man in Africa, Aliko Dangote. The country is also blessed with lots of natural resources like gold, coal, marble, oil, to mention a few. The oil is massive, that is called the second largest proven oil producer in Africa and 12th the largest in the world. They went further and said Nigeria have all this and lots of its citizens have it hard. And according to research, 90 million Nigerian life is not in just poverty but extreme poverty, making it to be 48% of the population. Because half its population's life on less than $2 daily. When you compare that to the 24th in the Ethiopia and the 16th in Kenya that have no oil, you still can't continue to wonder where the money go. It is obvious the Nigerian government rely on the oil wealth for even as much as 75% of its revenue, and that was why in 2014, when the global oil bottomed down, it went into recession and still struggling to get out till date. The oil expert said even the oil price were good. Its people get little or nothing from the wealth generated because the government have failed to reinvest it into the lives of the people. The revenues are used to pay off debt and pay salaries to the lawmakers, governors and other top officials in the government. This is nothing but preferential treatment because infrastructures like schools, hospitals, good roads does not get built, and that means an average Nigerian does not benefit from oil wealth. That is the reason poverty is eating deep into our people. After all this analysis, it makes sense now to see the amount of Nigerians aspiring to get to top government position during election, because that is the only way they get to enjoy the oil wealth. Wow, and that's the truth. Where our money is going to is just so uncalled for, and it's just so unfortunate that these Awusas are not doing well at all. They definitely import poverty to Nigerians, and they are not productive, and they like to be the head. They like to be the top people in Nigeria. They like to dominate, and it's just so unfair. May God help us, and may God help our leaders. May God have mercy upon them, because they've caused a huge havoc in Nigeria, definitely. They've caused it at. I'm telling you the truth. It is only God that can help us. And Al-Jazeerah is correct with this analysis, because when the price of crude oil was high, where was the proceeds spent? Where was it? And my own thing is Al-Jazeerah should continue with this type of documentary, because we have leaders that are shameless and wicked. With the same mindset of stealing, they steal all the resources and run dry the treasury. You can imagine, the religions in other countries make the people to do the right thing, but in Nigeria, they use it to milk the masses. It's just so bad. It's just so bad. And it's so unfortunate that all the Fulanis, they know what they are doing. They spend the money anyhow. And they are the problem in Nigeria. They are our problem in Nigeria right now. They are our problem. Because they are the one doing all these immoral things. The things that are not clean. The Nigerian oil money is used for procurement of various sizes and strength of ammunitions in preparedness for a war. They use that money to buy those things. But we are praying that they will not win by the grace of God. Fulanis are the problem in Nigeria right now. May God help us. Because I like the analysis that Al-Jazeerah give. It's definitely the right thing. It's definitely the right thing. And Nigerians commented and said that, do we have Al-Jazeerah to tell us where our whole world is being spent? Until there is a big reduction in the pay and allowances of all political office holders, from president to local councillors, Nigeria will remain a paper tiger. They said every day is for thief, one day for the owner. It is not far from now the poor will rise against. Then both from the president to the ward councillor, all will be ashamed at the end of the day. And they said that, oh yes, the country Nigeria is supposed to be the richest country because there are many loopholes. Well, there are no plan for this country. There is division among the ruling classes, so objective and aims are not cared for. Projects are only a paper, not on ground. Look at agriculture. How many farmers in you have loans to farm? How many farmers did they even give loan to? But the loans are given to big men. They don't encourage the farmers at all. A country that gets $500 billion in oil in a month after sales can use $300 million to develop agriculture in the state. But they don't want to do that. Instead, they prefer to spend the money anyhow. They don't want to do that at all. And in next 2 months, use the same amount in another state. You can imagine. And we're expecting our country to be better. Most food in Nigeria today are from individual efforts, not the federal government. Nigeria in a story, we need to go back regional system and rule this country. Every state will pay tax to federal government from the state product. Shut it out problem. May God help us in our country. Nigerians is doomed already. We're just praying that God should revive us back. With all this message that is going on right now, we are praying that God's revival. Nigerians, they've hold a lot of money already. And we don't know what they are using the money to do. We don't know. It's not accountable for. They keep spending our money anyhow. It's just so shameful. May God help us. May God really, really help us in Nigeria. Because after our independence, not so long, the leaders go into wrong hand group of military bandits. Since then till date, they never recover themselves. Nigerian citizens live to survive by individual skills and efforts, not assisted by anybody of the government. So if Nigeria was separate by its 3 regional bodies to examine among it, the 3 regionals, which part practice a system that others need to emulate to govern her to their standard? No part at all. No part at all. And Nigerian commented, they said, absolutely correct. Politics is the most lucrative careers in Nigeria as they are the highest paid in the world. There is a saying that a single senator's total emolument is more than that of the President of the United States. Same goes for all other political office holders from the President to the local government's chairman. A former CBN governor once said that only about 356 Nigerians in elective position in National Assembly consume almost 30% of the recurrent expenditures of the budget. He has that privileged information because he has insight of all the disbursements. Finally, looking at Nigerian national budget, where recurrent expectation is almost 70 to 80%, and only the aspect of the budget which was reasonably implemented, one would not be surprised that development and capital project is far from Nigeria. And the little percentage earmarked for capital project is not even implemented fully most times. And it's just so unfortunate that borrowings and servicing the debt, which is looking like a time bomb, is a major challenge. Corruption is systematically on the increase in Nigeria right now. That is what is going on in Nigeria right now. May God help us. So guys, what do you think? What is your own take? Your comment is highly appreciated. Kindly drop your comment at the comment section below. For those who subscribe, I want to say God bless you to you and thank you so much for subscribing. Bye.